guys here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this one called Dream Suburban. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1. So this is actually on a 50 by 50 lot, which is, well, compared to some other ones I've done, isn't on a 64 by 64. Recently I have been doing a lot of 64 by 64 lot builds, and I felt like because I've done that for like at least like 4 or 5 weeks in a row now, I thought it'd be good to maybe, you know, do something a little bit smaller, even though it is kind of so big, just because I was kind of very pushed for time, because I did actually receive early access to Jungle Adventure, which is coming out tomorrow. So I've been really busy, well not, sorry, the embargo lifts tomorrow, but it comes out on the 27th, which is also my birthday. Anyway, so I have just been really busy pre-recording videos for that. So I didn't have as much time to do this, and that's also another reason why there's no face cam today. But you know, I do get mixed responses about people who like face cam. Like when I did a poll on Twitter a little while ago, if people are asking to see you know, if they want face cam on speed build videos, I think it's about 80% yes, so there's about 20% no, which means that, you know, sometimes if I don't do that, that's great, because it kind of just makes everybody happy, I suppose. So this home is kind of just a very traditional style family home sort of thing. I know recently I've been doing a lot of builds which kind of have like street names as the name of the house, because I feel like I've done so many builds now that it's kind of hard to come up with very unique themes every single time. So what I do is, when I have like a sort of like a house name for the speed build, that means I've maybe done something similar to it. So I don't want to kind of call every single home a traditional family home, even though I don't do those every single time, but sometimes they might be a little bit similar to a past one that I've done. So I just do that to kind of, you know, avoid having titles all the same for my speed builds. So this way, I can't remember how much, I think it has 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, or might be the other way around, I can't remember. And the price of the home I really can't remember, because I did this a little while ago, and I'm just getting around to the voiceover now on the 25th, which is also the day this is going up. So yeah, I'm a little bit pushed for time. And I've just been really busy with college, with pre-recording for Jungle Adventure, for this, you know, but it's fine. So we're just working, kind of getting the window placement in here. I really wanted to kind of mix things up, so I'm not just going for the same window every single time. I did used to do that quite a lot, but now I've kind of learned that it's good to maybe switch up windows and have a bit of variation in them, just kind of make it look a little bit more interesting from the outside. And then we do have a big pool in the back garden, which is something I've noticed I do quite a lot in my builds, is that I put a huge big swimming pool in the back garden, because sometimes I feel like with the or backyard, whatever you call it, I feel like sometimes with them there's only like so much you can do, and I don't want to kind of just have loads of empty space in the back. So what I normally do is I have half of the back garden space as for like seating and a barbecue area, maybe a play area for kids or whatever, and then I like make the other half like a swimming pool, just so it isn't totally like really blank, so it kind of fills up the space nicely. So I don't include like all the footage for me doing the wall coverings and stuff, because I feel like with that, it's something that you see anyway in the speed build, like later on, like when I'm working on that particular area. So I always like to cut them out. And another thing I've noticed, I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm putting wall coverings down on a build, it always seems to lag for some reason. I have no idea why. I started to do that recently, and I don't know what's causing it. It's really irritating. So that's why I don't record them. For another reason is that it's because it, you know, it just makes it really laggy. Because you just saw there, we just did a jump cut to me doing all the wall coverings, and now we'll just start off with some landscaping. I don't always include this either, because it's literally the same landscaping process I do for all my builds. It's basically these plants that I'm placing down now, those low-lying yellow flower plants, and basically when I do that as a base, so I put that all around areas where I want to put flowers, and then I put flowers on top of those as well. And you can see I went already doing all the terrain paints, kind of mark out where I want everything. That's actually kind of a useful thing to do, so you're not totally kind of, I guess, confused or clueless of what you're going to do, so it kind of helps sometimes. I don't do it every time though, just, you know, sometimes if I feel like it, I suppose. And yeah, so another thing like I mentioned, Jungle Adventure is coming out. I can't really say much about it because of embargoes and everything, but it is such an amazing pack. I've been playing with my current household as well, which I haven't done an update video on yet. Let me know if you do want to see an update video for my current household. I've just started it recently, but they are kind of progressing really well actually. So I'll give you a little background. The names are Ruby and Harvey, and then they have a kid called Andrew, and they're planning on expanding as well. And they, well, the Ruby used to be in the painting career, but she left to have the kids, so she kind of just stays at home now. It's like a stay-at-home mother sort of thing. And Harvey's actually at the top of the business career now, so he's worked really hard to get there. They just live in Willow Creek, and yeah, so kind of just a very sort of family gameplay like sort of thing. It's not really that exciting. There is some exciting parts, but I'm just not going to go into too much detail. I was just kind of giving you a little detail about it, just in case I do a video, so I don't want to kind of ruin it all and then the video won't be any surprise or anything. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that. I think it'll be really kind of interesting, because I don't do let's plays or kind of gameplay videos that much anymore, because it is something that just not anybody likes on my channel, to be honest. It's just something I found. If I do speed builds, the viewers, like the view count, not that that matters, but the view count and the retention rates are always so much higher than for a let's play. They're just like barely anything. So I don't really do them anymore. For one, is because, you know, I don't really enjoy them as much myself, but there are, you know, some aspects that I really like. The other reason is because my viewers don't really like it, and the third thing is that I don't really want to spend all my time doing something that I'm going to kind of just not get anything out of, because I might as well put all that time into a speed build, which I like myself more, and also you like, you know, you'd like that more as well. So I feel like that's a better use of my time to do. But if you want to see the odd current household update, then let me know. So we're just working on the flowers and stuff here. It's pretty simple. I just went with a few different ones. Sometimes I go with so many different flowers. Sometimes it looks good, and sometimes it can look overkill. But that's, you know, I just like to do that all the time, because I'm Mr. Plant Crazy, stealing Spring Sims' brand. Anyway, so you know, I wanted to keep it a little bit simple, so it's not too over the top. And yeah, so like I say, in Jungle Adventure, really excited about it. I do have about 5 or 6 videos I think going up tomorrow, so that'll be starting at 8 AM GMT, which is midnight PST. So that's when the embargo lifts, and then I have like videos going out through the whole day. At the minute, I'm not really 100% sure of when all my different videos are going out, because I've kind of just recorded everything. I've got most of them rendered and just uploaded on private, ready to go. So I'm just kind of going to work out. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my mouse clicking. I'm just trying to get my schedule up so I can kind of see what times I'm uploading everything. So yeah, I'm not really too sure when everything is going up. Kind of just got a rough idea. So I will be doing a pack review, but this time, which is a little bit different from what I've normally done, is that I'm going to be actually just doing a like just create a sim and build mode, because what I normally do is with pack reviews is that I'll go ahead and do the gameplay and other things like that. Now I'm not going to show gameplay in the review, because I feel like it's just such a big pack, and gameplay is kind of like the main aspect of it. I don't really want to ruin it, because if I show it in the, you know, in the review, there's going to be nothing for you to explore yourself. So I'm just leaving that out, because I think that'll be a good idea to do. But I have done it in the past. I don't know if you want to see that. I don't know how many people are interested in them. I am kind of, people like it, my reviews, because I keep them very concise, and I just kind of get the main points across without rambling on for like an hour. So that's why my review videos are kind of short. So I just kind of get straight to the point, really. Which is unlike me, because I tend to ramble a lot, but for my review videos I tend not to. And yeah, so the kind of timings I was going for, the pack review should be going up at when the embargo lifts, like I just mentioned, at 8 AM GMT, midnight PST. And then the next video should be going up an hour later at 9 AM, the GMT I'm talking about here. And then 1 o'clock GMT, 4 o'clock GMT, and then 6 PM GMT, which is 6 PM is like 10 AM Pacific Standard Time, when, you know, the Sims team on the Twitter normally post something. So yeah, that's probably my schedule. I know that's kind of, that might have just went over your head, so I will actually be posting that on Twitter. By the time you see this, it might already be up, or it'll be going up in a few hours, and I kind of just post my final schedule for the day. And yeah, so let me know if you have any more suggestions, because it's only, you know, that's only videos for tomorrow. I've got, you know, the other days as well. So let me know if you have any suggestions. That'd be really, really helpful to hear. I did actually struggle a little bit with this pack, I'm not going to lie, of thinking of different build ideas and just videos in general I could do. Of course, I think 5 is enough, but, you know, it's not as many as I've done for other packs. I think it's just because, you know, the type of furnishing that we're getting with this pack is so different from what I've done before. You know, this jungle adventure sort of theme. I haven't really done any speed builds or videos in general with that theme, so I think it's just that matter that I've just not really done anything with that before, so that's probably why I'm struggling a little bit. But yeah, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. I have been looking on Twitter where people have been sending me some, and I have been getting around to those. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. So working on the interior now, as you can see, I did all the floor plan and all the wall coverings and flooring off screen, because I mean, sometimes I include the floor plan because it can be a little bit useful to see how I do things, but with the wall coverings and with the flooring, like I mentioned for the outside, when I'm going around and decorating the rooms, you're going to see that anyway, so I kind of feel like it's a waste of time just to put it in the speed build video, I suppose. So I just kind of just take that out just to kind of save time. And yeah, so the kitchen is pretty simple, a lot of neutral colours. I do try to stick away from them because when I started doing speed builds, I used to do neutral colours for like absolutely everything, so it did get a little bit tiring. Then I started using more colours like red, but now red is kind of like the main thing that I use. So I'm kind of going back to neutral colours just to kind of, as a little break from red, because I use it all the time, I suppose. I will suppose that red has gotten in this build somewhere. I can't really think because I did this a little while ago, but you know, we'll see. So this room right here, which you're just about to work on, is kind of like the main dining room. You would have just saw that we did a little kitchen table in the kitchen, but that wasn't the main kind of dining area. This is the one here, and we also put a bar in here as well because the room is just really big. And we've also got the living room next to it, and I use archways for most of like the downstairs area, so you can kind of just walk through in like a circle, I guess you could say, to all the different rooms because they're all kind of open plan, and I kind of like that idea actually. So yeah, we're kind of like, how much we're in, we've got like a few minutes left here. So this build didn't really take me that long to do, which is something I've found a lot with these bigger builds that I do. So like I mentioned at the start, I do like to do a big mansion or a 50 by 50 or 64 by 64 lot build on a Sunday, and you know, just for something a little bit different once a week. And with those, I've noticed that recently I've been getting very, very quick at them. I think this took me less than 2 hours to do, which is kind of crazy to be honest, because, you know, normally this would have taken me like 5 or 6 hours to do. So it's actually kind of good that I've managed to kind of speed up my process of how I do things. And it's just through practice and repetition of doing builds and stuff, and you kind of just develop skills and get quicker at things, because you kind of have an idea of what you want to do, sort of. And yes, so it means I can get more done in the time I have, so that's also a good thing. So I don't know if you like me talking about the build. I know a lot of people don't really talk about their builds in the speed builds and tell other stories, but the problem with me is that I have no interesting things going on, so it's kind of like very kind of hard to talk about stuff other than the build. But my birthday is coming up on the 27th, which is the day that Jungle Adventure is coming out. I don't actually have many plans. I think I'm going out for a meal with some people, but apart from that, I don't really have any kind of plans, which, you know, I don't really like to do that much crazy stuff on birthday like what some other people do. And yeah, so you would have just saw there that we put a kind of like a I can't think of it, a grand piano. I couldn't think what it was called there for a second. I put one of those in the living room, just because I don't really put one of those in, but they kind of are a very good space filler. So I went ahead and put one in because I was kind of struggling with what I could do, and because with big living rooms like that, where I have like, you know, the TV area, the fireplace, and the main seating area, then I've got all that extra space, and I never know what to do with it. What I normally do is that I end up doing another seating area, but it's kind of a little bit overkill, so I went ahead and put a grand piano in because I don't do that very often. I can't remember the last time I've done that. So yeah, went ahead and did that. So this room right here is still downstairs. This one is kind of like the study room, I guess you could say, and I was trying to make like a little water feature there. I was trying to find a very thin water wall, I guess you could say, that one right there. I believe we got that with Dine Out, and I thought it was just a little bit different. I'm not too sure what you think about it, but I kind of just wanted to go for some sort of water feature for some reason. I don't know why, I kind of just felt like it. So right now we're working on the bedrooms. I did actually record a few of these off screen because a lot of them are very similar. Another thing as well is with bathrooms. I've mentioned this a million times before, but I don't include bathroom footage in my speed builds. That's just because they literally all are the same. When I first go into the interior of a build, when I'm choosing all the wall coverings and stuff, I literally copy and paste the wall coverings and flooring to every single bathroom in the home, just because I feel like it's such a boring room. Maybe if I spend more time on it, I'll be able to come up with more interesting things, but you know, I just don't really want to think about it that much. So I do all those first, get them all out of the way before I start recording the interior, just to kind of, you know, make the video a little bit shorter and it's not as boring, I suppose. And yeah, so like I said, we're having quite a bit there. And you know, it's just because they all are pretty much the same, the bedrooms. I do kind of like the same thing for most of my bedrooms, but in the screenshots you will see the bedrooms, so if you know, I didn't include any in the footage, there will be a screenshot for it instead. I mean, there's screenshots of all the rooms, but you know, if you want to take a look there as well. And always put screenshots at the end of the video if you don't know. So just if you want to see everything, because like I said, sometimes I don't, well, all the time, I don't want the videos to go over half an hour long for some reason. I don't know what it is, I just don't like to do that. Just because I feel like that's kind of getting a little bit overkill and maybe a little bit boring. And I mean, for some other cinemas, I don't really mind watching videos that long, but for me personally, I feel like it's get a little bit boring because, you know, listen to me talk for half an hour isn't the most exciting thing to think about. Anyway, so, yeah, I've totally just forgotten what I was just mentioning there. Why have I totally forgotten? I've just literally forgotten every single thing that we just talked about for that past, like, 30 seconds. Nope, I cannot. We were talking about, like, video length, but I don't know why that topic came up. Nope, totally forgotten. It's went out of my head. Anyway, so we're pretty much finished with the build yet. What a mess. And I'm going to leave some screenshots like I mentioned. I did do kind of like a blue and a pink room. I was originally going to do that as kids' rooms, like for a boy and a girl. Of course, it doesn't have to be for that. It's just your personal preference, whatever you want to do with them. You can change it around once you download it. But I didn't actually go with kids' rooms. I kind of went just for like a more of a teenager style room. Because sometimes when I do kids' rooms, I do all these kind of very glamorous or upscale interior designs. And then when I go ahead and put the kids room in, it kind of takes away from that, even though it's kind of useful for if you're playing with families. So I just went ahead and did like a teenager style room. Of course, kids can still use that. You could put a few toys in it or whatever, and you'll be good to go. So I really hope you enjoyed today's speed build. If you did, please make sure you leave it a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Let me know if you have any more ideas for what you want to see next in terms of a mansion build, or any build ideas in general, video ideas, or anything with jungle adventure. That'd be really, really useful to hear. Leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And this is up in the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!